Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively, and I am going to show you some of the dies in the back of the catalog that aren't in a bundle. So we have this die here, which I used with my shaker cards. It's fantastic. There is a die over here that is the stitched greenery that just puts a stitched impression, like you don't have to pick anything out. In fact, I have a piece right here. It's really great. It just makes that stitched impression on one side, and then you have just a little bit of texture on the other. So that's one of my favorites. And then we have this Give It a Whirl. Okay, so I wanted to use the Give It a Whirl at my camp. It shows it in the catalog with this Stellar Birthday, but it's not a bundle. They're separates. So I'm going to show you what I created. Because Stampin' Up! Is having their Designer Series paper sale, I decided I was going to use the hand penned, and I was going to torture my customers by having them use one of these sides instead of the pretty florals. Then I tried to decide the stamp sets I wanted to use. I decided to use the Jar of Flowers. And because this is a wordless set, I used the Inspired Thoughts. This is a new one in the catalog. The Jar of Flowers is an old favorite. And so here's the Give It a Whirl dies. And the way the Give It a Whirl dies work is they have lots and lots of pieces. Each one of these that have a little tab, I'm going to show you how we use those. And then there's the Stars and Moons. That's why it's paired with that birthday set. It kind of all goes with that. But I wanted to do something different. So I started off with, of course, a grandkid card. So I did the mermaid. But I had to cut out separate pieces for these. And so that was just too much. So I put that one aside. Then I did this one with the jars. I used the jar punch because I wanted to put flowers in my jar. And I felt like were hard to line up. So that frustrated me. So third time's a charm. And we made this card. Hello. You make a difference every day. And then they have a Jar of Flowers. So I'm going to show you how I put that one together. And just show you why it worked so well for me. Okay. I have my basic white cardstock with my bone folder. When you run this through the Stampin' Boss, you're going to make a swirl. And this kind of puts just a little bit of an impression. So you can kind of see where those triangles are. Okay? So that's on a 4x4 piece of cardstock. And then I went 6x4 on this. Okay? So to run this through, Stampin' Up! They're so good to us. They've taken this piece and put that little dot there so that I know that's where this guy goes. It holds in there so I know where it goes and still punches a hole. Excuse me. My kitty cat was down here. Friends, if you've never done allergy testing, if you go, they tell you all the things you're allergic to, and then you like want to walk around in a hazmat suit. Well, that's where I am. I was allergic to everything. Now I need a hazmat suit. So that little notch pokes a hole, but it also allows me to hold this in place. Okay? So I ran that through. This pops out, so I have an extra little shape. And now I have this. This is going to go behind it, and it's going to whirl so I can see my images. So I want to show you, first I'll show you how I stamped my flower. So I took this And I decided I wanted to use the sunflowers. I used my Memento ink. And I stamped it right there. So here's my hole. I'm going to put, you need to use one of our little round and square brads. I'm going to use the black square brad so you can see where my circle is. See, so there's where that hole is. So I went down a little bit below it, which is fine. I wanted a little bit of color on here for where my words were. I didn't want to just spin it and it be white. So I did a little bit of this. This is the Pale Papaya. And it's one of the colors that's in that DSP that we're using. And it's a neutral. So I stamped some of the shapes. Those, that card, that shape that I just used comes directly from the watercolor shapes. I used this a couple of times at camp. So that was that one. Then I colored this with my blends, which, you know, you don't need to see me do a bunch of coloring, because that'll make you cry if you have to watch me color. I'm a quick colorer though. Let's go around my little brad. So now you can kind of see my sunflowers. They're fantastic. Then I'm going to sneak this in here. Oops. Shh. Don't tell anybody I did that. Come on, hand. Okay, and I'm not going to lock it down real tight. I'm going to leave it a little loose because that allows this to spin a little bit better. So see how cute that is? Now, I'm going to decide where I want my words. I think I'm going to put my "You Make a Difference Every Day" right there. And then I'm going to stick my "Hello" over here. So now I would spend time coloring that. It would be fantastic. And then I took my jar. I used that pretty shimmer vellum and I punched it out with our jar punch. And this is the gold, and I ran it through the embossing folder. I got no name right now. Pick an embossing folder. It'll be in the comments in the video. It's gone from me right now. Surprise! Gone from the brain. So I'm going to stick the jar lid on top of the jar. I'm going to put a glue dot down at the bottom. Oh, and then I want to use my, I need one of the small dimensionals, but I don't have it, so we're going to cut this one in half. Because I need to put a little bit on each side because I want it to go over this brad. Okay, so now I want it to go over the brad. And that's going to stick. So I have my pretty jar now full of flowers. Okay, so I want to add a ribbon. This Pale Papaya, because I put it up here, it matches real well. I'm going to tie this on the bottom. Again, I always tie on the bolt because nothing makes me cry more than to have little pieces of ribbon in the trash. I'm just going to knot this. Oh, I wonder if this frays. We have a new pink ribbon in the new catalog. If you don't have it, let me know and I'll get you one. But the new pink ribbon frays real pretty. This one doesn't fray so pretty, but I still like it. I'm going to flip that around. Okay, now I'm going to show you, this is the tip and trick that you really need to know. We have these foam strips. For this card, they're a game changer. So I'm going to take, you need one full foam strip. Come on, friend. So I'm going to take a full foam strip off. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put one here at the top. what I'm doing is giving this a lift so my spinner will spin. I'm going to put one across the bottom. And then I have a little bit left, so I'm going to scooch this down and put this right above the ribbon. Now when I take that off, it's going to stick right to the front of my card. There you go. So cute. Here's the finished one. I used a different ribbon. I used the mesh. So there it is in purple. Super easy. So that's your card with the Give It a Whirl dies. Okay, friends, have a great day. Hope to stamp with you soon. Don't forget to like my page. Bye.